Alright everybody, if my job is to create an article for that really large audience, I want to look at articles that are better than mine. I want to look at professional articles and I want to pick them apart. I want to try to figure out what is in every article on planet Earth, and I need to make a checklist and make sure that I have those exact same things in my article. So I'm going to go to a very popular magazine. This one is called National Geographic. And here's some articles on the left-hand side, and I'm noticing right away just the titles of these articles. So this one says, I see words like worst case scenario, and a new super Earth may orbit the star, or the Vietnamese National Park is a spice lover's dream. I'm seeing words in the first four articles. Here's another one, bobcat spotted roaming Washington in a rare sighting. And so I see words in the title that I don't use every day. They grab attention. They're meant to slap me in the face. That's got to be on your checklist. A title that grabs attention. Here's another one. Alaska is the best place to see wild bears. It's the best place. Okay, I like bears. I'm gonna go to this article and I'm gonna pick it apart and continue my list. So I need to have good titles. Let's see, what else do I see right off the bat? Yeah, I see pictures in an article. Pictures are optional. They're not in every article on Earth, but lots of articles have pictures. Go ahead, if you want to put in some pictures, you can. There's captions underneath the pictures to explain where you got them from. Here I see right off the bat the author's name and date. You have to have that in your article, author's name and date. All right, so I see also paragraphs. Like I'm sort of sitting back looking at the article without even reading it, and there's just paragraphs all over the place. So paragraphs exist. You have to have paragraphs. I wonder how many sentences are in each paragraph. And so I'm just counting. This paragraph has 2. This paragraph has 1. This paragraph has 5 or 6. Here's another 1-sentence paragraph. Here's a paragraph with 3. I've been getting students to count the number of sentences in paragraphs for years, and the answer is always the same. It's anywhere from 1 to about 8 sentences. That's the average. Okay, so if someone tells you you have to have 3 sentences in an opening paragraph, that's just not true. That's not what we see in the real world, in real articles, in professional writing. We see usually 1 to 8 sentences. So add that to your checklist. Now, if you hand in an article and the paragraph's really long, 15, 20 sentences, I'm going to question you on it. I'm going to challenge you on it. Why did you do that? Certainly paragraphs should be split up into themes. When we read paragraphs, we see themes, which we'll talk about in another video. One thing I might ask myself is, how do people open up or start their articles? I'm going to read this one. On a sunny day in August, more than 24 brown bears are gathered at Brooks Falls in Alaska's Katami National Park to feast on sockeye salmon. This author is painting a picture. It's fairly detailed, painting a picture in your mind. And again, there's no rules about how to open an article, how to start it, but you have to start strong. And you have to have done something on purpose. Don't just start writing. Lots of people start with action, or a detailed description. Maybe they start by describing a problem. Sometimes people will start with deep questions or dialogue. It doesn't really matter how you start, as long as you start on purpose, not just by accident. Think about it. What do you want to do? You should be able to explain how you're starting your article, right? That's the goal right there. Start on purpose with something in mind, okay? All right, what else do I see? Okay, I see these little underlined words and they're popping up off the screen. These ones are yellow. These are hyperlinks. I'm going to make an entire video about hyperlinks, and you need to watch it. If you don't want to get a 0 on your article for plagiarizing or cheating, you're going to want to watch that video. But basically, this author is proving where they got information from. They're citing where they got information from somewhere else. So be sure to watch that video. Your article should have hyperlinks in it. Add it to your checklist. When I take a closer look at this article, sentence by sentence, I notice there's punctuation. Now, we're not making a punctuation video, but we can say every single sentence on planet Earth starts with a capital. No questions. And every sentence ends with some kind of end punctuation, either a period or, if it's a question mark. Yes, an exclamation mark exists, exciting, but it's very rare in professional writing. Instead, they use exciting words instead of exclamation marks. Also, an ellipse also exists, the three little dots, but again, super duper rare. So we're talking periods most often and question marks. I'm also seeing words that I don't use every day. Huge and pristine. So you're also going to want to think as an author, I want to try and incorporate not too many, don't go overboard, but some words that keep the reader interested. All right, looking closer again, sentence by sentence, I notice some words are starting with capital letters. Yes, the first word in the sentence, but more than that. I'm seeing Kirk start with a capital, Anchorage, Alaska Peninsula, Maine, Bristol Bay, Cook Inlet, North America. So I need some kind of a quick rule, right? If I want specifics, I'm going to go to OWL Purdue and look up specific capitalization rules if I'm not sure. But in general, anything that is very special. In other words, there's only one of them on planet Earth. There's only one name for an ocean, for example, Pacific, right? And so anything that's one of a kind or very unique and special, it's going to have a capital letter. Let's add that to our list. Make sure that your articles have those things.